Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor at the Tenkar's Tavern blog. Hey, we got a Discord server too. And guess what? I know, there's an affiliate link at the bottom of the screen. It is tenkarsTavern.games/WFRP. Not WKRP in Cincinnati, but WFRP, which stands for Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. There is a humble bundle at that link, and you get the whole Enemy Within campaign. I ran it back in Warhammer 1E. Warhammer 4E is has a good feel. It feels much like 1E and 2E did. I do like it, and I own all five core books in their hardcover release. Um, but I had to get the bundle again just so I can read the stuff on my iPad. So, if you want to support the show, to support the channel, me and my co hosts, this is one of the great ways you can do it. You get something awesome. We get a few coins in the tavern coffers. It's a win win. So, more 5e news. Yesterday, you were talking about the the survey. Well, this is from today, March 18th, 2024. Dungeons and Dragons news. Local game store early access for D&D book sales. Now everybody's been talking, including me, that they're pivoting away from physical books, not giving up on it entirely, mind you. But it's no longer their focus. Their focus is going to be digital. So this is interesting. Local game store early access for D&D book sales. Local game stores will now have early access to sell major tabletop book releases from Dungeons and Dragons in store only. Okay. We are thrilled to announce local game store early access, the return of an early sales program for select Dungeons and Dragons book releases at local game stores. I didn't even know that this program had been in place prior. Not that I'm much on the 5e material, but anything that helps out the brick and mortar stores is important, right? Physical stores where people are gaming, where this hobby is going to grow, are often neglected. And they were neglected when WotC announced last year that if you pre-ordered, and by the way, pre-orders were only bundles from WotC, but if you pre-ordered a new release from WotC for D&D, you got the D&D Beyond digital edition of it 2 weeks prior to release. Wow. With this program, local game stores in the US and Canada can begin collecting pre orders now and sell original and alternate art cover versions of select major tabletop book releases up to 2 weeks prior to the global on sale date. Interesting. So, what they're allowing is brick and mortar. This doesn't sound like it's chain stores. This is certainly not Amazon, but so it might not. If you can still find a Barnes and Noble in your area, Barnes and Noble. Well, actually, maybe there are so few left. Maybe they would count as a local game store. The local game store early access for Dungeons and Dragons books begins with the release of Vecna, Eve of Ruin. Again, they can't pull anything new out of their ass. It's a retread of Vecna. How many times are we going to retread Vecna? Local game stores will have the opportunity to start collecting pre-orders right away and sell books to in-store or pick-up customers beginning May 7th, ahead of the global release of the book on May 21st. So, if you were buying it, say, through Amazon, It's going to be the 21st. You may deliver on the 21st, depending on where you live, but they can't they can't ship it those 2 weeks early. But if you have a local game store, like if I went to the Complete and I was playing 5e, I could go in and theoretically pick this up on May 7th. This promotion is only for books sold in store or for in store pickup. So, means I guess you could technically order online, but it couldn't be shipped. So, if a store allows for online orders for in store pickup, you're okay. Online, only for books sold in store or for in store pickup. Online sales, all right, so online or shipped orders are not included. So I guess what you have to phone it in, email them, hold me a copy. I don't get it. All right. Promotional social media and signage assets will be available for download on the marketing materials page for each release. And WPN, woohoo, uh, WPN premium stores will receive pre-printed signage to support pre-orders, beginning with Quest from the Infinite Staircase. And that tells you something, by the way. That tells you that this is something they just thought of. Now, it could be they've been getting negative feedback. They've been hearing many loud voices perhaps talking about how they're screwing over retailers. Maybe they're hearing from retailers that they feel like they're being screwed over. This is an attempt to bridge that, but they are not going to have material for in-store signage until Infinite Staircase, which releases July 9th. So Vec Eve of Ruin releases in less than 2 months, May 7th. Early access. The 21st, if you're elsewhere. But May 7th, if you want the digital, pre-ordered from WotC. Quest for the Infinite Staircase, early access, July 9th. This is where it gets interesting. Player's Handbook, 2024, early access, September 3rd. Dungeon Master's Guide, 2024, early access, October 29th. Monster Manual, early access, February 4th, 2025. This is an attempt, and I'll give them credit for it, to get, what we used to call asses in the seats. This is to get asses into stores to make purchases. If you come into the store to purchase your player's handbook, you might buy a module, you might buy something else. All right. If you're gonna order it off of Amazon, you know, this is something good for retail. And if it's good for retail, it's good for the consumer. In this case, however, this might be helping brick and mortar, but not the brick and mortar program that's run by other companies where if you buy a physical product, you can get the PDF. This isn't an opportunity. There's no coupons here for you to also get the digital version at a discount. Okay? It's not happening. Oh, it may have. Who knows? Maybe they'll change their minds later. The making of original D&D 1970 to 1977 is not included in this promotion. Additionally, please note that our WPN product pages will continue to list the global on sale date for each product. The local game stores may be selling in advance. The local game store early access sales are available to all core hobby retail, not just stores in the Wizards Play Network. Well, that's nice. We encourage any interested retailer to take a peek at how to apply to the Wizards Play Network. Again, physical hobby stores were getting the shaft when WotC revised their pre-orders to only be bundles, pre-orders from WotC from their online store, only a print digital bundle, and the digital came 2 weeks before release to the general public. So now they're giving physical stores, hobby stores, the opportunity to sell physical products 2 weeks early. That's a boon, and I hope it drives good business. Again, I don't. I'll probably pick up the player's handbook when it comes out. I don't think I'll be rushing down the complete Strat Manhattan to get it early. I'll probably just order it on Amazon. Um, just as an FYI, so I know what's going on in the hobby. But hopefully, this is a sign that WotC isn't abandoning the retailers. I would say this is positive. How often do I say that about WotC? Probably not that often. Folks, as always, be safe, be well, God bless, roll those dice, roll them well. I'll include a link to this article over on the WotC side of things. And next live stream is in 2 days, Wednesday night. Bad Mike is going to be at GaryCon. Wow. Well, the night before GaryCon, but he'll be there. Other than that, I'll catch you all later. God bless. Be good.